Okay guys, I'm about to do a bit of roast pork on the open fire, and I've got my piece of pork in here, and I've got the shade before, but I poked holes in it like I normally do, rub some rosemary thyme into it. I've also covered a little bit of salt to make the bacon go crap, and then I put English mustard on top of that with a little sprinkle of salt on sugar on top of that, which actually garnishes it and brings out a really nice flavour. I'll put this little one on for about half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and then I'll chuck the veggies, the pumpkin, potato and onions and so forth in it. So I'll show you the next stage, and here we go guys, that's how it looks at the moment, and whack the top on and we'll whack it on the fire. And what we do now is it's only on the ashes, it's not on the fire itself. I always put some coals on top. Now, your blokes are always probably looking at me and saying, what's the barbecue do there for? Well, the wind is coming from that side. And if you don't have a bit of a windshield, you'll get a hot spot on one side of the pot and a cold spot on the other side. So that there is basically to stop the hot spot. Now, being a responsible camper, all the food scraps, offcuts and so forth, everything we had, is in the fire being burnt. We don't leave them laying around because that brings in feral cats and dogs, etc. and causes all sorts of problems. And there are feral cats here, we just saw one. That's it for me for about half an hour. What I do is I pick it up, turn it 180 degrees and then put it back down again. The reason for that is if it has a cold spot one side now, it'll be evenly distributed with the heat. And I can hear it sizzling quite well. As you notice, we don't have a roaring fire. You don't need a roaring fire to do a roast. 30 minutes. And lid off a little bit. The old tent peg. Oh, look at that. Oh. Still got the trick. It's a little bit overdone, so it means it's been a little bit hot. That won't matter. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. Put all the spuds and so forth in. Your onions, bit of pumpkin. Not going to fit, is it, guys? I'm still used to using the old camp oven they used to have with the kids, which was a lot bigger than this one. Okay. Right? I think that's a bit hot there, it's going to be fused with a bit. Okay guys, it's a little bit hot in there, but the meat is starting to cook nicely, but I've just got a little too much heat. So what I'll do, to speed the spuds up, I'll cut them in half. A bit more olive oil on top. Here's my little trick for you guys. Put the tent peg down again, didn't I? Now, the lid's not going to fit on, of course, that won't matter. Okay. As you noticed, it's a little hot. So what I do, pick up a little bit of sand or dirt, doesn't matter where you are, put that on top of your coals, only a small layer. What that will do, it diffuses the heat a bit. And believe me, it'll drop it down a couple of degrees. Now, put it on top of the sand. Because the top's open a bit of heat will leak. But what I'll do now, put a bit of sand on top. A bit of fresh ash. And what that does, that takes the bite out of the heat. Just cools it down just slightly while it's cooking, and it will make a difference. I've had it on now another 30 minutes. And, pull it out, have a bit of a looky, see how we go. It sounds lovely. Yeah, it smells pretty alright too, I can tell you.
That's nice.
Oh, doesn't that look nice?
That's nice.
As I say, guys, just a little bit more.
That's a bit more.
Yeah, just a touch more.
Get the water off.
Oh, that's close.
Get the water off.
Okay. That'll take about another 15 minutes, and we're there. Now, as I said before, because I put the dirt on it, it's defused, it slowed the cooking down just that little bit. And that's one of the tricks. That's one of the tricks I learned a long time ago. If you want to cook it, that's cooking a little too fast, put a bit of dirt on the fire, and then put it back in. Now, underneath there, it's going to be a little bit cool, but I don't have a problem with that. What I'll do, after I have a fight with a shovel that wouldn't stand up for me, is a few fresh ashes on top of a little bit of dirt. Break it up a little bit. There they are again. She only needs about another 15. And what I'll do is I'll put a few fresh ashes on top because I want the veggies to cook a bit more. Put a few around the side this time just to speed her up a wee bit. And I can guarantee you 15 minutes, that'll be perfect. It's all trial and error, guys. The more you cook on an open fire, the better you get at it. And I must admit, it's a few years since I've done a lot of cooking on open fires. So what's happened is I've lost a lot of the touches. But I've also got a smaller camp oven now that my kids have grown up and moved on. And it's a bit sort of daunting actually. You've got to learn how to cook it with a different size oven. But the principles are always the same. If you don't have a go, you'll never know. And I don't care what anyone says. There's nothing tastes better than food cooked in a camp oven on an open fire out in the bush somewhere. We're out in Central Australia on the Birdsville track, a couple of 100 kilometres northwest or northeast of Maree, and the timber up here is different to anywhere else in Australia. Everywhere you cook it, the timber's different, the smoke's different, the flavour's slightly different. And my greatest ambition is to cook it with every different plant in Australia, and I really don't think that's going to happen. I think I might fall off the perch. Okay guys, we've had it going for the time now, and you can see it's getting a bit dark here, and my mouth's watering, and the smell of this is absolutely adorable. Now, get these ashes off. My dear old tent peg. Now how could you say no to one of them? Right, flip me pot. Good trick that, you learn how to do that after a while, to flick them over without landing them the wrong way up. Don't be silly and pick the pot up, you'll burn your hand. There's my little lamb. My pork, I should say. We're doing pork this time, guys, not lamb. And pumpkin's beautiful. Bit of pumpkin. An onion. Oh, look at that. That spuds are beautiful. Cutting them in half was the trick. Saved the time. Hang on, let me go. Sorry, guys, going in front of the camera. Bit of pumpkin for the other fella. I better feed the old bloke over there, he'll go crook if I don't. Bit of potato. Pumpkin potato. Get a bit more pumpkin. Now, the meat itself has got a beautiful mustard layer over the top, which makes it look a bit rough. But trust me, when you have a piece of this, cooked this way, you'll come undone in the mouth of water. It's absolutely beautiful. Now how's that, guys? Is that perfectly cooked or not? Absolutely beautiful, the smell of this. You wouldn't believe the aroma that's coming out of here. Absolutely beautiful. Okay guys, I'll come back later on and finish this off. I'll always like a bit of crunchy. I don't know about Randall.
No, I don't like crunchy much, no.
Oh, Randall doesn't like the crunchy bits. I like the crunchy bits, guys.
You have the crunchy bits.
Okay, that's it. That's a simple lamb roast in the open fire, on the campfire.
Pork.
Pork. Oh, I've got lamb in the brain, haven't I, guys? Pork. And how's it go? That bloke on TV used to say,
Pork on your fork?
Put a bit of pork on your fork. And then fork off.
No.